Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. Small island development states are at the fore in Samoa, with Trinidad and Tobago having a delegation present, led by Foreign Affairs Minister Winston Dukeran, for a United Nations conference. The newly opened Basilon Street Youth Facility receives warm feedback as the facility is considered a ray of hope for the community. And the energy sector takes a spotlight as we look at budget preparations for the 2014-2015 fiscal year. Thank you for joining us. With the opening of the new Basilon Street Youth Facility, residents have been praising the opening of the center and the work done to refurbish the building. For the residents and youths of the community, it's a glimmer of hope.
The East Port of Spain community was given a lift on Monday with the official opening of the Basilon Street Youth Facility. Now, at the official ceremony, the Minister of Planning and Sustainable Development, Dr. Bohindra Tiwari, said the facility will serve as a launch pad for greater things to come here in the community. Well, today, News 4 ventures here at Basilon Street to get the views of the residents and to see just exactly how they will use the new community center. Hi. What's your name?
Christiana Rahim.
Miss Christiana, you live right around the area.
Yeah.
Tell me, what has the community been like here on Basilon Street?
Well, it's cool and quiet, I could say, so far. Because I'm not from down here, really and truly. I'm from Parliament. Right? My husband is from down here. And I just come and live here with him. Married, live with him. 2 kids. Then just go to basketball court and play.
Which is centered right at the Basilon Youth Facility here. And how do you feel about the opening, the new addition to this building?
Well, I can say excited. Right? Them just come out and play, watch them at some time.
So the children use it?
Yeah. They just enjoy themselves there. Because every evening they just ask to go.
Okay.
I wouldn't lie.
Kizzy, how long have you been living here?
Since January.
Since January, so you have a short while.
Yeah.
How has the community been so far? What's your stay here like?
Normal. Yeah.
And recently they opened this the Basilon Street Youth Facility. How do you think this will benefit the residents and the kids around in the area?
It will be good because normally you see plenty of the little ones outside playing football, basketball. So now it have, like, even if rain falling, they still have somewhere where they could go if they don't want to be home, or they have a little extra time. That's somewhere where they could come and do some creative.
At the opening ceremony of the youth facility, Minister of Planning and Sustainable Development, Dr. Bohindra Tiwari, said his ministry is having discussions with fashion designer Anya Yangchi to train women in the community in the field of sewing. Additionally, he revealed plans to assist in the establishment of a community-based industry. And while data from research indicates that the employment rate here in East Port of Spain and environ among women and men needs to be improved, the facility also provides free Wi-Fi services by Green Dot and a number of educational courses. The building has also been a physical landmark, a historical milestone, and a symbol to which many residents of Basilon Street and environs can relate to as part of their childhood. We spoke to Mr. Alexander Barron, who lives a stone's throw away from the youth facility, and he shared with us his relationship with the building since its inception.
But we is the one that dig out that foundation and put it up.
For the community center?
For the community. The money come from Shell Company. Shell gave Eric William at the time in the 60s to build a youth center. And he come here and he squat the land. The guys he give the money to, which is contractors, instead of they buy blocks, they bring 7 compressors. And we squeeze mud to build it. It's have mud still, you know. I know the building good.
Yeah.
Still have mud.
He says it serves as part of a community where everyone shares and lives in unity, as part of the learning environment that taught them to be tough. The Basilon Street Youth Facility was one of 37 projects the East Port of Spain Development Company had completed in the past 3 years, and is now under the Ministry of Gender, Youth and Child Development. The facility residents say will foster positivity among the youths and generate a sense of pride and togetherness. And there is no doubt that the facility here will be put to good use, as the government of Trinidad and Tobago believes that the youths of this nation are agents of change, and we are to maintain a synergistic relationship with them. Therefore, they are being called upon, the residents and the young at heart, to upkeep and maintain the facilities of the Barcelona Street Youth Facility and to use it wisely. Reporting at the Barcelona Street Youth Facility, I'm Joseph Lopez, News 4.
Thank you very much, Joseph. News 4 continues right after this. Growth in the energy sector coming from recent discoveries in both oil and gas reserves offshore and on land are as a result of fiscal incentives offered in the last national budget package. We take a look back on the financial year 2013-2014 and the impact it has had on the sector.
The government is currently negotiating an agreement with the government of Venezuela to monetize the gas resources in the Laurel and Manatee field after 10 years. Mr. Speaker, exploration activities have been reaping dividends under the influence of the fiscal incentives of the last 3 years. The Ryder Scott report underlines that in 2012, our proven natural gas reserves recorded the smallest decline in over a decade. Energy exploration and production are becoming increasingly competitive globally. Shale gas production, the expansion of the Panama Canal, and natural gas reserves in East Africa are quickly changing the dynamics of the global energy business. We must remain competitive if we are to attract new investments, in particular from existing long-established players. We propose to expand the energy incentive taxation regime in this year's budget.
A budget presentation 2013-2014 highlighted ways in boosting the energy sector's financial output. Being the country's largest revenue earner, strategic measures targeting this area was critical in attracting further investors, which would in turn increase foreign direct investment. At the end of 2013, Trinidad and Tobago recorded US $1,713 million in foreign direct investment. Following the first quarter of 2014, Finance Minister Larry Howai stated that foreign direct investment was projected to increase to over US $2 billion this year, with the energy sector further attracting some 85% of TNT's foreign exchange earnings, signaling the sector's return to growth. One of the areas outlined in the Finance Minister's budget overview focused on maintaining this country's competitive edge in the global energy market. As a result of critical changes, results have been significantly yielded in both the upstream and downstream sector. Several international oil and gas players have taken steps to solidify their grounding in the local energy sector by extending production sharing contracts ahead of its expiry date, as well as continued exploration projects. Most recent is a red light given to BPTT for the construction of the Juniper project in East Acreage of Trinidad waters in August 2014. Prior to that, Spanish oil giant Repsol announced its discovery of over 40 million barrels of oil in its TSP block offshore Trinidad and Tobago. The energy minister noted at the time that a find reflected in the record levels of foreign direct investment that the energy sector had experienced in the period 2011 to 2013. These trends signal a resurgence of the upstream component of the national energy sector. The net result is an arresting of the decline in oil production, which declined sharply from 2006 to 2012. Minister Ramnarayan attributed this to government's move in the past 4 years, which focuses on creating an enabling environment for this level of investment through the introduction of a suite of fiscal incentives for companies operating in the oil and gas industry, some of which were also introduced by Finance Minister Larry Howai in the fiscal package 2013-2014.
I propose to grant an allowance of 50% in the first year of the expenditure, an allowance of 30% in the second year of the expenditure, an allowance of 20% in the third year. This will be applicable to both plant and machinery and the drilling of wells or intangible expenses. For workovers and qualifying sidetracks, I propose to allow 100% of the total cost of workovers and qualifying sidetracks in the year incurred. This will have an impact of attracting investment in already producing but idle wells. Gas compression facilities. I propose that with respect to the midstream natural gas sector, where deliverability is a key concern, The wear-and-tear allowance for compression facilities be increased from 25% to 33 1/3% under the relevant legislation.
Shortly after the budget presentation last year, Trinidad and Tobago signed on with neighboring Venezuela for the sharing of natural gas field Loran Manatee. World Energy giant Chevron and BG, together with Petroleas de Venezuela SA, are said to be working with local energy companies toward a development plan for the field.
We have also advanced the view over the years that given the presence of well-developed gas transmission and processing infrastructure in Trinidad and Tobago, that Venezuela may want to consider its gas or part of its gas coming to Trinidad and Tobago. These are positions that have been put out by both governments over the years, and also positions that have been articulated by the companies involved. And I would say, of course, that Chevron is a very key player in this entire Loran Manatee story, because Chevron has a presence on both sides of the border.
To date, the energy sector has recorded continuous investment in its upward sector, which is found evident in Trinity's EG8 discovery in Galeota, as well as its TGAL-1 discovery also in Galeota, Petrotrin's Jubilee discovery in Trinmas Cluster 6, and BP's discovery of 1 trillion cubic feet of natural gas in Savnet 4 well. Finance Minister Larry Hawai has also alluded to these latest developments playing a factor in this year's budget presentation, carded for September 8th. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
In other news, in the Samoan capital, appear in excess of 100 countries are currently meeting at a United Nations conference to discuss the issues faced by small island developing states. The conference is looking at ways of helping these countries to deal with issues such as climate change, with a clear focus to build partnerships to find solutions.
This year, the UN Conference on Small Island Developing States is held under the theme, the sustainable development of small island developing states through genuine and durable partnership. The conference commenced on August 28th and will end on September 4th in Apia, Samoa, and will focus on building partnerships for sustainable development.
Alofa lava and welcome to Samoa,
host of the 3rd International Conference on Small Island Developing States in 2014.
Over 300 initiatives will take place at the major world conference aimed at fostering partnerships with small islands developing states. The challenges facing the small island developing states are challenges that confront us all, and they are determined to work with all countries to find solutions that will ensure a brighter future for generations to come. The interests that are particularly important to Trinidad and Tobago are energy, sustainable economic development, ocean, seas and biodiversity, water and sanitation, non-communicable diseases, and youth and women. Speaking to reporters in New York before leaving to the Samoan capital, Apia, the conference's Secretary General Wu Hongbo said that with much of the political work already agreed on, participants can focus on how to take these decisions forward and on generating sustainable partnerships.
I'm very confident that climate change is featuring very high on the agenda of discussions among not only states in Pacific, but states in Caribbean and the Indian Ocean. And that will involve the rise of sea level and the climate change's negative impact on the local economy, and many other issues will be related.
He says people of small island developing states are also at the forefront of efforts to addressing pressing global issues through ingenuity, innovation, and use of traditional knowledge. The issue of climate change, he noted, is also listed at the top of the priority list.
If we cannot address the problems arising from climate change, we cannot achieve sustainable development.
Mr. Wu Hongbo believes this shows that there is broad agreement among UN member states on the challenges that SIDS face and on what needs to be done to address these challenges. There are 52 SIDS, 38 UN member states, and 40 non-member territories that are associated with the regional commissions. SIDS countries are located in 3 geographical regions. They are Caribbean, Pacific, Atlantic Indian Ocean, Mediterranean, and South China Sea. A delegation from Trinidad and Tobago is over in Samoa, which comprises of Minister of Foreign Affairs Winston Dukaran, Minister of Planning and Sustainable Development, Minister of Food Production, Minister of National Security, and Office of the Disaster and Preparedness Management (ODPM). During Minister Dukaran's absence, Housing Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal is acting as Minister of Foreign Affairs. Joseph Lopez, News 4.
News 4 continues after this. Last weekend was filled of success stories for Trinidad and Tobago on the international sporting scene. Medals were garnered around the world in track and field and in the pool. Good news also comes from the football pitch as well as the international transfer market. Here's Wayne Cunningham with more.
George Bovell III continues to impress in the pool at the FINA World Cup in Dubai, as he followed up his gold medal in the 100 meters individual medley with silver in the 50-meter freestyle. Swimming out of lane 8, Bovell touched the wall in 21.31 seconds to repeat his 2013 placing in the same event. As a testament to his longevity, Bovell was the only repeat podium finisher from the 2013 World Cup in Dubai. Beating him to the wall on this occasion was American Josh Schneider in 21.11, with third place being taken by Ari-Pekka Likunin of Poland in a time of 21.39. In track and field, Richard Thompson won gold at the IAAF World Challenge meet in Berlin, Germany on Sunday, clocking 10.15 in the 100 meters. Thompson edged Demetrius Locke of the United States, who finished in 10.16 seconds, while another TNT Olympian, Keston Bledman, came in third in 10.23 seconds. At the jumping pit, it was Ayanna Alexander taking gold in the women's triple jump during the Potomac Valley Games in Arlington, Virginia. Alexander left her personal best distance of 14.40 meters to continue a successful season, which includes a bronze medal finish at the Commonwealth Games. On the football pitch, Soca Warriors Kevin Molino and Kenman Jones got their names on the score sheets for Orlando City and Cardiff respectively. But the big news is the move by Joven Jones, the marquee player from DirecTV W Connection FC, as he goes on loan to HJK FC of Finland just ahead of the transfer deadline. HJK, also called Helsinki, as they are based in the capital city, is the biggest and most successful club in Finnish football, with 26 championship titles under their belt. The current defending champions have had their eyes on the versatile 23-year-old for some time and found it necessary to take him up on loan as they seek to strengthen their squad ahead of their Europa League group stage campaign. Jones has been one of the strongest players in the Pro League for the last 2 years, and his talents did not go unnoticed. HJK is the only Finnish club to have played in the UEFA Champions League group stage, doing so in the 1998-1999 season, defeating FC Metz in the second qualifying round. They have 17 UEFA Champions League appearances, 17 UEFA Europa League appearances, and 4 UEFA Cup Winners' Cup appearances under their belts. They are currently in Group B of the 12-group Europa League and will meet the likes of Club Brugge of Belgium, Italy's Torino FC, and FC Copenhagen from Denmark. Jones's transfer to Finland will not be the first for the central-based team, as Shadon Winchester has been playing in the Finnish Premier Division for the last 2 seasons on loan to FF Jaro, and is likely to make a move in the January transfer window. Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
News 4 continues after this. As Trinidad and Tobago observes 52 years as an independent nation, gaining independence from Great Britain on August 31st, 1962, various government ministries and offices held their own celebrations with staff members to commemorate the national calendar event. The latest ministry to do so is that of food production.
Staff members of the Ministry of Food Production showed their patriotism when they got together to celebrate Trinidad and Tobago's 52nd independence anniversary this week. Trinidad and Tobago gained independence from Great Britain on August 31st, 1962. Dressed in colors of the national flag, red, white and black, members of staff of the ministry took to the stage to display their creative and cultural sides.
With matching earrings and matching lipstick, as you can see, she has a matching handbag. Alicia is displaying her Independence Day outfit. Her outfit of black and red is matched by her accenting attitude. Ladies and gentlemen, ay, ay, ay. Element of surprise will always catch them. Well, all right.
This was then followed by local entertainment. But before the celebration got on the way, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Food Production, Joan Mendez, delivered featured remarks to those present. Ms. Mendez noted that the Ministry of Food Production was committed to its responsibility of ensuring a food-secure nation.
As we grow as a sovereign nation, the Ministry of Food Production understands its responsibility to all citizens and so continues to uphold its mission, which is to work as an innovative team championing the conservation of biodiversity and sustainable development of food and non-food systems supported by sound public policy. Our mission enables us to strive closer towards being an independent, food-secure nation.
Using the words of Dr. Eric Williams, Trinidad and Tobago's first Prime Minister, Ms. Mendez reiterated that democracy means responsibility of the government to its citizens, and the ministry is here to serve the nation.
Whether it's the provision of access roads, training programs, agriculture incentives for farmers, irrigation systems, provision of planting material, agriculture, or the development of good agricultural practice, the Ministry of Food Production is here to serve the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Felicia Wilson, More News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited. You can view a repeat of our newscast weekdays at 6 a.m. and feel free to visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/RTV4. Thank you for joining us.